Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to the next episode of the student interview series. Today I'm here with Sophia. Sophia, would you like to share a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so well, my name is Sofia Johnston. I am a community college student. I am almost done. Um, I have like a bit more before I transfer to a 4-year university. My plan is to get into a neuroscience program and hopefully research Alzheimer's disease and related neurodegenerative diseases. Yeah, and hopefully I'll become a researcher, and yeah.
Perfect. That sounds really cool, and I hope that works out for you.
Thank you.
Like going through all that process and then transferring that I don't know much about that, but I know that that is a big step forward, and I hope that you do well in that. Would you like to share a little bit about why you wanted to be interviewed today?
Yeah, so I feel like within the science field, there's a lot of students like me, like in community college, who don't know like another person who has taken a step forward into transferring and has gone on to doctorate program and stuff. And I plan to do that and hopefully share my experience um, being like doing that while I'm in the process and stuff, because it's a rather um, difficult like process to do, like just going into it, like, and just being a college student in general is tough. So and also I was just curious too as to see what is going on with the other stuff. So yeah.
Okay. So essentially what I'm getting here is that you're making a new step in your life. You're transferring into a 4-year program. And if I'm getting this right, you do want to go into some sort of doctorate or a nursing, some sort of health career. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you tell me a little bit about what inspired you to get into the health career that you are looking into?
Yeah, so well, like specifically I want to try to get into a MD PhD program. Um and what inspired me was I guess like while learning about psychology in during high school, um like my aunt passed away with Alzheimer's disease, unfortunately. And her transformation from being a normal person to like a normal person with this disease, and like the cognitive um like the I guess the deterioration in her cognitive functions really not only like made me curious, but I also just want to try to help others and be able to research into it, and maybe help some people like as much as I can with that
Mm-hmm.
disease and other diseases. Um, I want to be able to like have like the necessary skills and stuff to put forth my efforts towards um, hopefully finding a better treatment for people with Alzheimer's disease. And I want to further research into like Parkinson's disease and um, fibromyalgia and stuff like that. So,
It's crazy that you mentioned fibromyalgia because I actually have a family member that I'm very closely related to um, that has that
uh,
disorder. Yeah, so I
mhm.
completely understand you wanting to research more about these diseases and all of that because um, it can be really hard when when your family member is associated with them, you're seeing them going through like pain and not being able to have good control of their own body. That is just so hard, and I'm so sorry about what happened to your aunt. And the fact that you brought something out of that and you were like, I need to I'm taking this and I'm going to use this experience to help other people is very inspiring. Um, and so I hope that you have progress in that. Have you done anything so far in your career that you think that might advance this research that you want to do in the future?
So, first of all, I'm also sorry about your family member having fibromyalgia.
Oh,
That is really heartbreaking. Hope they get more advanced treatment for that. But also, um, I guess like, well, personally, I'm trying to find ways to like gather resources for a research project, specifically relating to Alzheimer's disease. But also, I worked at the NIH before, um, with the NICHD department specifically, and I was under mentorship with a lab who was studying mitochondria and like electrolysis um, and also like like I did a research project that had to do with calcium fluxes and in the mitochondria, specifically this certain was it this certain sorry channel in the mitochondria that if there's a defect with it, it could lead to neurodegenerative diseases and also cardiac diseases as well, and also like various things and like it could potentially like if there's a defect with it, it could potentially lead well be linked, I guess. There's no really like certain like specific research saying that it could lead to Alzheimer's disease. However, um, it's been, I guess, hypothesized that it could be linked to various neurodegenerative diseases, and Alzheimer's disease is a neurodegenerative disease. So, and hopefully in the future and in the near future, I really want to get more like more opportunities in research, even now, related to Alzheimer's disease. So yeah.
that's really good work there. I will be honest, some of the words kind of flew by my head, just because it is like it doesn't make sense to me right now. But like I'm just in high school. I have not gotten all that training or anything. But
No, no, like it's like people like who it's I when I first came upon that, I was like, what is this? I like
right. But
I
that
was
just
so
tells me it was
fascinated.
really advanced work. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like a
It
lot.
really
It's
is. Yeah.
a lot in depth and all of that, which is kind of funny because I do have a bio quiz tomorrow and I should know a little bit of like the stuff you were saying, but I was like, yep, cardiac tissue, mitochondria, but all that is like that shows that you've done very extensive research and you've done a lot. And I'm glad I can see that you're very passionate about like this stuff, like just talking with you right now, and I can tell that you want to make an impact. Um, just out of like curiosity and for like the viewers that may be watching this, how did you get those lab opportunities? What did you do? What did that process look like for you?
So, basically, with that mentorship, I applied to a program that was specifically for community college students, and it was linked with another program that that has that I guess basically accepts students who also like are in a university but had no lab experience at all. So this like these two programs at the NIH um, accept students who are both in community college who had no lab experience, and from a four-year university who also had no lab experience. It was to build connections and network and such, and be able to have students gain more like um, I guess more experience in lab and in scientific research overall. So and I guess for lab like to be able to like get accepted to not only those programs but to other lab opportunities, um, really I guess work on that GPA At that time, I had a 3.0, so that got me in. Like, I don't know how I got in, to be honest, but I also really worked on my like on the holistic side of that like application. So building up those like volunteer hours, um, like volunteering with various like student organizations online too, because at that time I applied. It was like 2022. We're still under that pandemic type of thing, and classes weren't really in person yet. So now I assume, like, also like to get, I guess, from what I learned from other people, like who were like other students, they got lab opportunities from like just hitting up your professors, like I guess putting forth like a lot of interest and just saying like straight up like contact them, say that you are interested in their lab opportunities, and if they don't have one, ask them if they know any others who are looking for students, who are willing to um, take you in and like work with them. And I've also looked at like universities like career sites too, because I'm a project assistant right now. And a lot of times, if you're an undergrad, you are like higher likely chance of getting into a lab. But if you're a high school student, I really recommend like emailing all the professors at your local university, um, ones that have a tenure track, because they're the ones who are like who research at the university, and really expressing interest, um, really researching the principal researcher, or the professor, or somebody who is leading that lab, and really expressing interest, because um, professors who get students into the lab really look for students who are interested and who express dedication and passion towards whatever they're researching and stuff. So yeah.
And if I got it right, you're planning to do more research in the future with these type
Mhm.
of labs, right? And I'm
Yeah.
assuming it's going to be in the 4-year university that we're planning to go. Um,
Mhm.
I know that a lot of people might not want to maybe go into the details of research, and that is fine. I'm sure like not everything is needing to be publicized. You know, there's like maybe a top like secret project, and the world doesn't need to know about it until later.
Oh yeah. Like there's a lot of like unpublished research that gets like n- thrown out there. It's really hard to get published, to be honest,
Yeah,
and
I can
even
imagine.
harder to get cited too. So yeah.
Yeah, like I think there's like a I'm not sure because I have not looked into like that. I do want to do research myself. So what hearing you tell me all about that and all our viewers was very helpful. So thank you for that advice. Um,
Thanks for giving me a platform for that.
no, of
I really
course.
want to help as much as like as much students as I can. So
Course. And just I know I've been basing this all on research so far. I just want to give you this opportunity to maybe tell the viewers maybe something that you wanted to share. And then I'll ask you a couple more questions if that's okay.
yeah, for sure. I guess like something I want to share to the audience. Don't give up. I feel like college, like there's so much, like especially if you're in STEM, there's just so much that you need to do, so much that people like higher up require of you, and it can sometimes feel demeaning in a way. Sometimes you might feel that like you're not good enough, because I definitely feel that. Um, just for everyone to know, I was not the best student at all. um, I'm still not the best student. um, in high school I failed a lot of classes. Um, Even now, I still have trouble with classwork. I'm like not the most quick-witted,
I think
but
you are. You're able to answer my questions. I'm spewing random questions at you, so
thank you.
I
I
think you're very
appreciate
smart.
that. Thank you. I think you're smart too. You're really good.
Um,
But believe in yourself. I feel like a lot of people, like when I was in the NIH, my mentor really said I needed to have more confidence in myself. I needed to be able to believe in myself to like to perform the skills that I need to perform. And like like math is not my best. And
me too. Me too. I don't get people who like math because I'm not one of them. So I totally understand that.
yeah. It's um like when I was younger, like I believed I had to person in math to be able to like go into STEM. Like I feel like a lot of like people expect you to be the smartest of the bunch to be able to like go into these research into the research field and go into science in general. And like you like just going into STEM makes you smart already. You don't feel like you don't need to have external validation to be able to know that you want to go where you want to go. And um, and it's all about like no one, anyone has natural talent. All of it is from hard work, building up yourself, doing like I guess practice work, um, math and science and all of that is from learning excessively and getting to a point where um, you are able to recall stuff. And like I can't even recall stuff. Like I can like barely remember like basic biology facts sometimes, but I'm still trying my best to get into neuroscience. And as long as you believe in yourself, as long as um, you are putting your best effort, you will be able to go where you want to go.
That's very inspiring, and I totally understand that. I feel like I can already feel like the pressure with STEM, just being in high school and like taking all of these like AP STEM classes. It's like
Mm-hmm.
all these all these people are very, very smart individuals in my class. And I know I'm not at the college level yet, and I know it's probably much, much more competitive at the college level, but it's already there, like the idea of like not feeling good enough. But I love that you shared that because it's a perspective that not a lot of people put out. The fact that a lot of people feel like they're not good enough or they're not smart enough for STEM, but I think just venturing into that field all in itself takes like a lot of courage and a lot of like mental like strength because STEM is not easy. Like you can go
No.
into any field, healthcare, engineering, computer science. You're going to get a lot of obstacles. It's just one of those harder degrees. And I love
Mm-hmm.
shared that because a lot of people like undermine the mental stress that people just go through just choosing a career in that.
Definitely.
So
Like and like like I understand like I mean everyone's feelings are different, but I definitely understand the high school pressure. I failed all my AP exams. And it was like of course there like that was an obstacle. I definitely felt like I wasn't at the college level, but honestly like college for me was way more easier than high school. Like I feel like people were way more accepting. There's so many like if you look like closely, there is definitely a lot of people that will help you out. Even if you're not like college level, like who like what is that? Okay. I think
right.
it's like college is just a way to let you search information yourself, and from people who have like been through what you're going to be going through, and being there to guide you through all that. So yeah.
So,
And yeah.
um, those are like all great. Like that's like the advice that you're giving is all like amazing. And I can see that you have like a lot of drive for what you do. So what gives you this drive to like continue? I know you had a lot of obstacles in your way, and a lot of people probably would have chosen a different career by now or done something differently because they were like, okay, it's way too much. I know there's been times when I've been like, I don't know if I can actually go into this. I know obviously I haven't gone through the same obstacles or nearly as hard of obstacles as you, but what keeps that drive going for you?
I guess like I put it in my mind like there's nothing else for me out there except for this. I feel like, I mean, that's a toxic way of looking at it, to be honest. But um, personally, I found no other like feeling than what studying like science gives me.
Mhm.
Um, it's definitely passion and interest. Um, Also, I guess like I've tried like basically entry level jobs, and I've like felt like I need to go into higher education and pursue research, because that's for me the only thing I can feel like I can do, because it just like I'm going like if I don't go into that, I'm gonna miss the feeling that it gives me. Um it's definitely a high in a way. I don't know like why, but
Mhm.
the drive to be able to explore the unknown and be able to meet people who think alike, um, and just be in that space that I am happy in, it really drives me to want to continue even after all the obstacles that I've experienced, because I have experienced a lot of obstacles going from his high school to college. So yeah.
That's really good advice that you like really good like way of phrasing it really like I understand that completely like when I was younger I always wanted to be like a doctor and like now growing up I like every time like my friends tell me well there's other fields out there you don't have to be a doctor and doctors it takes forever to be like a doctor you know but um I just can't imagine myself being anything else like I just can't think of myself as anything but that. And I definitely see I think you're very similar to me in that manner. That you it's like it's kind of toxic. It's like why am I feeling this way? But I think in that way it really shows that you're passionate and you want that. And sometimes
Yeah.
the only way to get it is by working hard and going through all this education because at the end of the day it will pay off like you'll be helping the community you will be doing things that will be advancing treatment that might save people's lives and like
Mhm.
definitely the thing with your aunt like that will make you feel so much more like you know and I
Yeah.
totally understand that feeling as well.
Yeah. I've like I also had people tell me, why don't you just go into like, I had my aunties tell me, why don't you go into nursing? Or like, why don't you go to another field? And honestly, like, I mean, no one can tell you what you want to do. They aren't you. So
Really.
honestly, like, you'll definitely get there with your like doctor, with your medical school program.
Get fingers crossed but hopefully for me that is long ways like I have another year till I graduate so right now
Mhm.
I'm just trying to focus on the bio quiz I have tomorrow.
Yeah. Senior
Um,
year is definitely like, or junior, senior year is definitely like a hard like time. So good luck, like I feel that you're definitely gonna pass your stuff. So
Thank you. I'm hoping everything goes well. According to plan, I've eye bags from just this year alone. I don't even know how it's going to be in college at your level. I mean, you seem
oh,
more put together than I am right now. So definitely.
definitely, definitely I'm not, but I'm only like put together because it's Christmas break. So
Oh right,
that's
you guys are done with you guys have break right now. I
yeah.
have 2 more days and then I'm done and then I have finals, but we don't talk about that. But yeah, they're like just talking to you, I can tell that you're very passionate about STEM. You want to do a lot for your community. Um, and the reason you want to do it is very inspiring as well. Like I'm sitting here and I'm like, wow, you have gone through a lot of obstacles. I can tell by the way you speak about your journey and all of that that you've done a lot to overcome them. And honestly, that growth is like the best thing that can, that really shows how successful you will be as a researcher because you've gone through a lot of things that maybe some people have not gone through. And so like what have these obstacles taught you about yourself and maybe might teach other people about themselves as they pursue such a challenging career like yourself?
So I guess because like I've like I guess going through like a lot of these obstacles, like they like consisted of like poverty, like traumatic incidences. Personally, I have PTSD um, from I guess occurrences in the past, but
Mhm.
I guess what it taught was to I guess take time for yourself. Like if you feel like one, two, three classes are too much for you, just take one. Take two because like I guess like even though it's like college is like has these set requirements and this path has me um take like a lot to be able
Mhm.
to get where I want. It taught me to take my time as well. Like I don't have to take a class like one semester if I'm not doing well in my like personal life, like if I can't afford it, like if
Mhm.
I can barely afford food, like maybe I need to take time, maybe like look for a job to fulfill my need in order to get to that point. Um, and like to the point where I can go back to higher education because college will always accept you back no matter like when or what you've been through. Um, that's why I love community college so much because you could take like these year-long breaks, like years and years. Like my one of my professors, she took 12-year break and then like she jumped right back in and then she now has her PhD in psychology and everything. So what it taught like these obstacles like when I've been through like and like how college has helped like me so far, it like really shaped my view like on like my path and I don't need to like be rushing. Like a lot of like people say I have to finish all this like set requirement by this date. Like no, you can take your time. It does like sometimes it does depend on like if you're on financial aid or if you're like I know certain grants and scholarships um, they like they have it set for you so like you can go back whenever but for like FAFSA and stuff like if you extend it longer it does like lower but for me I've always like had like cheaper tuition so I know it's like this advice is like for like certain people but um for me, I guess when I took my time with things, I just felt a lot more better. Um, like I was talking to this one person, and they were taking like 18 units, 18 credits, even though like this like for full time it's 12, but 18 credits is a lot. Um,
Yeah, no. Yeah.
yeah, and it was like, and one of my counselors, like, she was talking with me um about my graduation day and how much units I have to take, and I was looking at this and it was like overloading, and my brain can't handle that. It like cannot handle like these multiple like sets, like different like things I have to do. I guess I'm just like not a natural multitasker. um but um so I like this semester, like three was just too much, so I reduced it down to two, and now I'm like passing, and I just feel a lot better, like mental health overall. And yeah, I guess my point is to really just focus on how things will work for you, and that's what my obstacles have taught me, is to just focus on yourself and learn about yourself more to see what you need to do to help adjust things to your needs and your wants and stuff. So yeah.
All of that was like you've gone through quite a bit. And I definitely agree with like the idea of like putting things aside and focusing on yourself when things get a little too overwhelming, because I feel like you can't really put your best effort in if you're too overwhelmed to really do um like for me, if I get too overwhelmed, I can't even do like basic tasks like make my bed that day. Like
Mm-mm.
it's like, oh, I have so much to do. And of course my struggles are very minimized as compared to yours at the moment, because I am younger and I haven't gone through like
They're
college
still valid
stress.
though. Like
Yes, thank you. I just so yeah, no, like I definitely understand that. And thank you for saying that, because I think a lot of the times STEM fields are glorified to the extent that people don't see like all of these other things that go on behind the scenes to get that degree, to get to that position. And so like taking breaks and prioritizing your mental health is very important, especially if it can get difficult for you physically to do things. Like mental health affects physical health. So of course
mhm.
that is very.
Definitely interlinked. Yeah.
Yes. Is there any final advice that you'd like to give the viewers, or anything that you like find inspiring from your own journey so far that you'd like to maybe share?
I guess um what inspired me to like I guess continue more to like in my path was people. I guess like learn like seeing that others are going through similar things makes me want to keep up and like put in my best efforts, and like also like challenging myself too. I also have like inspirational people, like um I guess an example is Rita Levi Montalcini. She was a neurologist, and um, she died in 2012, but her tributes to science and neuroscience was massive. So I guess having those like inspirational figures is nice, and also talking to people and seeing their similar paths can make you feel like you're not alone. So yeah, I guess those are my final thoughts, and also like good luck to all of like to you and to all of the viewers that are going through similar stuff. It's hard, but like you all will make it.
That I've read like this entire interview has been very motivating, very nice. Just hearing a bit about all the things that you can go through. And this is like another way of getting to research positions. Oftentimes, people just hear about this one direct way. Okay, go to high school, do this, do that, do this,
Mm.
secure this. But I love that you showed like a unique way of getting to this research position, and you've already done like lab work, and like then you're transferring to a 4-year community like 4-year college from community college, so like you're making so much progress, and you're gonna I can already tell with your passion and like the work that you're doing already that you're gonna make it pretty far. And maybe like I'll be like, okay, Dr. Sofia Johnston, like PhD one day or something. So yeah, maybe when I'm a med student, I'll be like, oh yeah, I interviewed her like way back when. Yeah, like it was amazing to interview you today. Um, to all the viewers, we try to post every week now. Please check out our socials. Please, whenever applications are coming out in June, please go ahead and apply for the team if you're interested in joining the team. But that was the end of this interview. Thank you.